Imagine you just got off work. You're eagerly rushing home because your family is waiting for you to cook. So you're walking down the street, see a guy following you. Doesn't seem too suspicious, so you just keep walking. You get home, you turn your key, you open your door. Hi, family. And those are the last words you will ever say to your family again. Welcome to the death of innocence. We are going to give you a listener warning. There is talks of rape. There is talks of murder. There is profanity in this podcast. So grab your seats, grab your wine or your beer, and let's get into it.
Listener beware.
This is a message from the Kenshin Department for Disease Containment. We advise you to pay close attention to the following information, as you may need to depend on it later. Thank you.
Welcome to your first episode of The Death of Innocence. I am one of your hosts, Kimber. I also go by Coco from Ho's Life with Lala and Coco.
Yes, I'm your co-host, I be Bud from Be Like Bud TV.
And this is our podcast. It's The Death of Innocence, where we will be discussing minors, children, underage humans that have committed.
Yes, those adolescent annihilators. We will talk about those today.
Yes, offenses that are egregious. So today, our first episode will take us across the pond, as people like to say, way across the pond, to Japan. And our first killer's name is Seisaku Nakamura.
Seisaku.
What?
Nike Mora?
Nakamura.
Nakamura. I got you. Shih Tzu Nakamura. There we go.
Okay, so he also had the nickname of the Hamatsu Deaf Killer. So that is one thing to know about him. He was deaf, and he was a serial killer.
Bro got a killer name though. You sound like a mob boss. Say his name again.
Seisaku Nakamura.
And then what was they calling him?
The Hamatsu Deaf Killer.
Yeah, he sound like a real one.
So he is classified as a serial homicider or serial homicide. I don't know. He committed serial homicides. There you go. He has a number of victims between.
Wait, so how many bowls of cereal he murked?
Numerous.
I got you.
Numerous bowls of cereal.
Got it.
So it is estimated he has between 9 and 11 victims. His first two weren't directly linked to him. They kind of know that it was him, but they can't definitely say it was him. He murdered between the years of 1938 and 1942. In specific, August 22nd of 1938 was his first murder.
Oh, so he was a Great Depression killer. God damn.
He was out here back in the day when they didn't even have color TVs murdering motherfuckers. He was bored.
Yeah, no hope.
He was arrested in 1942. He didn't specifically kill one gender. He killed everybody. He was, very versatile in his killings.
So he was an everybody killer. Anybody get it.
Anybody can get it. So his method of murder was stabbing with a knife or a sword.
All in the balls.
He was located in, I cannot say that, Shiruzaku
Prefecture
in Japan. Like I said, he was arrested in 1942. He was hung.
So, wait, are we sure this dude wasn't a ninja? Like, the way you just described his life so far, he sound like some kind of mythical character. Like, I don't know if I'm on Shih Tzu side or not. He got all these bodies. Anybody, but you said anybody can get it. So that I take that he killed children?
He killed 2 children, yes.
Oh, so this guy is probably not a hero then.
Now, men, women, brothers, family members, children, everybody could get it.
So he's not a ninjutsu, he really is just a Shih Tzu.
Right. So let's get into it. So the early life of Seisaku, he was born deaf. He was very intelligent. He was high achieving in school. He had great grades. He was treated poorly by his family, and he was a social misfit. So pretty much, because I'm assuming he's are all assumptions because, you know, it happened in like 1938, so nobody's actually speaking about shit. But I'm going to assume because
I'm
he was
pretty sure
deaf.
anybody that was alive then is now
Right,
dead.
they not, and even if they are, they're not saying shit. So pretty much, I'm gonna assume because he was deaf, his family probably treated him like shit. Because like when you're different, they treat you differently, especially like in Japan.
So wait, he spoke sign language? Like he was throwing the Crips and Bloods all day?
Pretty much, yeah. He was in
Or was
classes
he
for
like
deaf students and stuff like
trying
that.
to talk over there?
Don't do that. Don't do. Nope. I just want y'all to know there is very much a button where I can mute him. So you guys can always type in and tell me to mute him if I need to mute him.
Nobody needs to mute me.
Mute him.
I sound good.
Mute him. Okay. All right. I'm over it. I stopped muting him. So, like I said, he was a social misfit. He actually, one of the things he enjoyed doing was watching films where people were assassinated with swords. So, especially Japanese swords. So
he liked to watch the shinobi shit.
yeah, he was very much into all that kind of stuff. So now, I just do want to clarify. A serial killer is a person who commits a series of murders, often with no apparent motive, and typically following a characteristic, predictable behavior pattern. A serial killer is a person who murders 3 or more people, with the killings taking place over a significant period of time in separate events. Their psychological gratification is the motivation for the killings, and many serial murderers involve sexual contact with the victims at different points during the murder process.
So Captain Crunch is not involved in this situation.
No.
I'm just saying, we talking about cereal all the time. Make me
Neither
hungry.
is Tony the Tiger.
Just saying, I'll get some shinobios.
So let's get back into more of him. He was born on September. Well, we don't have an exact date because it was a long time ago and people weren't really documenting shit. But he was born in September of 1924. So if he was born in 1924 and he started murdering in 1938,
All right, but what day though?
what was his date of birth?
Yeah.
Wait, they don't know. It's not documented.
I need to know. This dude sound like a Virgo. You know they get out of hand.
So wait, what's that? What's after a Virgo? It's a Libra, right?
Right after Virgos, yeah, I think that's Libra.
Libras aren't murderers, are they? Not a lot.
The scales of justice.
Wait, wait. There are actually a lot of serial killers that are Virgos, aren't there?
Yeah, I think Virgos and Pisces are the most. I think Pisces is like number 1. Then it's like Virgos, and then Gemini is number 3.
So you tell me my bestie could potentially be a murderer?
I mean, you never know. I mean,
I've heard cancers are
She did
murderers
leave
too.
a coast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't know what her past
Everybody
was.
says anybody come to Las Vegas is on the run.
Really?
Yeah, they on the run.
Well, what does that mean when people are from Las Vegas? Like, are we just misfits?
Yeah, y'all just. I don't
Wait,
know.
hold on. You just said anybody who comes to Las Vegas is on the run.
Yes.
Are you incriminating yourself?
No.
You sure? Because you came to Vegas too.
I ain't never did nothing to nobody, not never.
You can't prove nothing over here. Like,
I'll be quiet.
okay, so back to what we were saying. So, like I said, if he was born in 1924 and he started murdering in 1938, how old was he?
About what, 14?
Yeah, about 14 years old. So, let's see. There was actually a book written on him. It was called Senzen no Shonen Hanzai, and it's talking about all the murders that he did. So, like I said, he was born sometime in.
Pick it up on Amazon today.
Link in the bio. No, not seriously, because that book is actually really fucking hard to get your hands on, and it's not in English either. So,
God dang.
unless you know how to speak their language, it's asked out. Well, you could probably get it on like, what is it, Kindle or something, and have it translated into English,
I don't have a Kindle. I don't know.
or Amazon Firebooks or something like that. Anyway, so like I said,
Listen. I only read subtitles.
you don't even like reading the subtitles, mind you. We're married, So if we bicker like a married couple, it's because we are. So like I said, he was a high achiever in his grades. He was known for being intelligent. He was a social misfit, and he was treated terribly by his family. One of his favorite pastimes was to watch films where men used Japanese swords to assassinate their victims. Nakamura had trouble dealing with his physical disabilities and his feelings of detachment from society, which led him to violent tendencies and criminal actions. Due to the wartime being active in Japan at the time of his murders, much information about Nakamura and his life and crimes have been lost or kept a secret. Throughout his childhood, he was a fan of samurai movies and idolized the katana swords and knives.
Oh, okay. So they was like, wait a minute. We right now with the Nazis. We ain't got time to check on
Right.
nobody crimes right now.
Right, we can't.
Y'all solve your own shit.
Right, or we're just not going to talk about it. So these were his weapons of choice. Knives were his tools for gaining power. So we're going to get into the murders now. At the age of 14, like you stated, on August 22nd, 1938, Nakamura attempted to essay 2 women. But when
He tried to Stephen A. Smith them?
Bro, I don't know if you can be saying people's names out there associated with certain letters.
I'm just saying that the initials match.
No. No. But when they resisted his attempts to essay them and fought back against him, he was left with no other options than to kill them, which he did by stabbing them to death. And
Wait a minute.
What?
So he couldn't get it up?
No, the girls fought back. He tried to assault 2 girls at one time, which was probably real stupid.
Yeah, I don't know which one was going to wait their turn.
Right, just lay there like, oh my god, you're essaying my friend. We'll just wait and see what happens at the end. But yeah, so he ended up stabbing the girls to death, and then he was like, oh damn.
I like it.
So then from there,
That was nasty.
unfortunately, because of the timing in 1938 with the war underway and the Japanese government suppressing information to keep public panic to a minimum, his crimes were brought into the spotlight. So like, yeah, they just swept it under the rug. This information was only brought to light after Nakamura was caught and confessed to these additional murders. For the next 2 years, Nakamura went radio silent as far as committing any more murders that we know of.
So he failed his first mission, shanked everybody up, and took a hiatus.
Well, technically, do we know that he failed? Because
This guy's not panning out to be the ninja assassin I thought he was.
like I said, all we know is that he ended up killing them, but maybe that was his objective at the end. I don't know.
And you can't Stephen A. people. That's not cool.
Stop saying the damn name.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so Nakamura reemerges on the murder scene on August 18th of 1941. So, what, he waited 3 years to try? He got like a time, and August is kind of his time to shine, right? So,
Sunshine.
now he was 17 years old when he did the next one. So, he decided to kill his 3rd victim, Masai Takamatsu. She was 20 years old, and injured a 4th unnamed victim. They were both stabbed brutally with a knife on August 20th, so 2 days later. What?
Nothing.
Oh. So on August 20th, 2 days later of 1941, just 2 days later, he struck again and murdered 3 more people. I cannot say their names, but the last name was Yamaguchi. They were 44.
No, we need an attempt. You gotta try to say the name.
Suru.
Say my name, say my name.
I'm gonna-
If Suru is my name, please say it.
I can't stand him. I'm gonna guess their name was Suru Yamaguchi. They were 44, and Oba Itayo. They were 16, and Ryotaro Kamara. They were 66.
Yeah,
That was like a family annihilator. Don't judge me.
It's all right.
I'm assuming that was like a whole family. All of the victims' manner of death was exactly the same, stabbing to death.
Dude,
Somehow
shaking up,
or
man.
another.
He racking up bodies. So he just killed the whole family. How many was that?
Yeah, and mind you, he was deaf, so they were all in there just like, and then the ladies were like, but nobody. It was two of them, but like he didn't hear any of that because he was deaf. So I don't. He was just over there having the time of his life. Over there, like
I like it. I'm just like, how is dude creeping up on everybody? Cause just cause you can't hear it, don't mean we can't
like
hear
there's
you.
not a little pitter patter of feet. Like
Damn, Shih Tzu.
okay, so all of the, like I said, they were all stabbed to death somehow or another. The police had a description of their murderer, and for some reason they thought that it was Nakamura. Out of all the people that lived in the town, they thought it was him.
And they didn't do nothing about it. They
No.
didn't run up on him.
No, but due to them not wanting the citizens to panic, instead of going after Nakamura, they just brushed it under the rug and didn't pursue him. Nakamura's victims count at this point is 6 deceased, 1 injured. And this is only in the span of 3 years, and he's only 17.
God dang.
Yeah, he's out here he's really out here like,
I like it. Bro sound like he from Chicago. Shit.
so the Chirac, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
He was right in the center of that shit.
Or maybe Philly. They going out like that too.
Yeah, it kind of just Midwest, East Coast is kind of violent.
Nasty business.
I'm not saying anything about anybody from the East Coast or the Midwest. You're great people. Just, I'm not going to fuck with you because y'all have a temper. Okay, so for about a month, Nakamura cooled down. But then on September 27th, 1941, that good old itch came back. I'm going to think that was like his birthday. And he was like, yeah, I'm about to go out and fuck some shit up for my birthday.
So what was the date again? Say it one more time.
September 27th of 1941.
Yeah, he definitely had that summer haze.
Yeah.
He was going crazy.
So on this day, Nakamura had gotten into an argument with his brother, Kiyosaka Nakamura.
Wait. He's deaf. How was he arguing with people?
Look, I wrote down what the information told me.
I'm just saying, so he, is he over there?
Look,
is
they
he
could have
throwing
been
the west
slapping
side
heads.
and his brother throwing up east side and they just going at it like
Yes.
that? Or is they over there?
See, he got muted again.
See, it's not fair.
Every time you start with that shit, I'm muting your ass.
I'm just asking you I can't ask you what's going on.
No,
I just want to know what they was doing.
they were arguing
Well, how were they arguing?
in sign language. It's a language, okay?
Oh, so the other one was throwing up east side, he was throwing up west side.
Yes,
I got
and their gangs did not align.
you. Got you.
Okay, so he got into an argument with his brother, and in the heat of the moment, he pulled out a knife and brutally stabbed his brother.
Damn, he's shaking up everybody.
Yes, it just keeps going.
Why don't they keep knives away from this dude? Shih Tzu was going
I
crazy.
don't even think they know he has the knives, because his family at this point, I don't know if they know he's a murderer. They gotta know he likes knives.
They know the nigga weird.
They do. They have to. So the attack on his brother was literally categorized as a bloodbath. Like when the cops came and saw it, they were like, "That was a bloodbath."
So he murked his brother?
Yeah, murked his brother after the argument.
Oh my God.
From there, he went on to stab and slash the rest of his family members that were in the house. He was just going at it, bruh. So the people that were in his house included his father, his sister, his brother, his sister-in-law, and niece. Tragically, his brother died by the end of the day, but all of the other family members survived. So
Okay, so at least... So wait, they tried to help him and he was just shanking everybody.
nobody said he just got pissed off and just went after everybody else in the house.
Oh, and they just happened to live.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
So the surviving family members were
Shih Tzu
questioned.
had a bad day, man. Y'all must have... He woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
So wait, that's what I'm asking though. Like, was it really a bad day, or was it a good day for him?
It might have been a good day because he liked the pokey.
Yeah, he liked it. He was having a good old time, a
He'll
grand old
pokey
ball.
you and turn your ass around real quick.
So, like I said, the surviving family members were questioned by the
And
police.
bang on your ass. Kill you, nigga.
See, you got it again. Like I was saying, there's a family. Oh, I didn't unmute it.
This is evil. She evil. I'm not gonna like this.
So the surviving family members were questioned by the police when they arrived.
Yeah, nigga. You these niggas.
But due to their overwhelming amount of fear towards Nakamura and fear of retaliation against them, they didn't say shit about him doing this to his own family.
God dang.
So since the family was not cooperating, the police didn't have enough to make it stick to Nakamura.
But his family didn't snitch on him after all that?
No.
They held him down?
No. Like, what my notes in here say, seriously though, how did the police not know it was him? I'm gonna assume he was the only one in the house not sliced up. Process of elimination says that nigga did it.
I'm sorry, but these Japanese police is trash. I know it's wartime and all the men is off like flying planes into like ships and shit like that, but bro, come on, y'all gotta do better out there, Japan.
But like, do you really want to have to go against this nigga who's poking niggas with swords? You don't even know where he's at.
I'm just saying, the police supposed to at least have a little gun, a little pow pow.
But back in 1938, I don't really know if they had guns back then.
Well, let the samurai police come and slice his ass up then, since he likes swords and shit. See what happened to his ass then.
So, since Nakamura had officially scared the shit out of his family, which probably got him the reaction that he wanted, he decided to cool down for the next year. So that was 1941. So
I'm sorry, I would have snitched on him. I don't care. The police is trash. I would have told, nigga, you killed my brother. No, we got problems.
it was his brother.
You know what I'm saying? The other people in the family, like, you know, his sister and
his dad literally saw his son kill his other son.
Yeah, dad's a bitch. You gotta beat that nigga ass or something. You can't let that nigga come. You can't let that nigga sit at the dinner table and just be looking at him and shit after he killed your other son.
He has a katana underneath the table. He might pokey you at the dinner table.
You gotta get him first. I'm just saying, the family is just weird at this point. They looking suspect.
Well, he probably thought to be feared was to be respected, and that worked for him until it didn't. So, unfortunately, on August 30th, like I said, it's got to be something about being around close to September, middle of August. He just get a little trigger happy.
I told you it's that summer haze.
So, unfortunately, on August 30th of 1942, the itch resurfaced. This time, he kind of stalked his next victim. He saw her walking down the street and decided in the blink of an eye that he was going to kill her. He decided to follow her home, where he was going to fulfill his need to kill. The young woman, Yoshi Kikaku, went home to her husband, Kamezuru Kikaku, and 3 children with Nakamura hot on her trail. So she walked home.
So she actually made it home?
Yeah, she got all the way home. She got all the way home.
Oh, the creepy boy was just over there looking like that neighborhood watch sign with his little jacket turned up and his little hat pulled low, following her.
Yeah, pretty much. So she walked into the house. Hi, husband. Hi, kids. And Nakamura jumped on her. He did not hear her say, hi, husband. Hi, kids. He just saw her go in the house and was like, now I'm going to strike while the iron is hot, right? So
he couldn't hear. He was deaf.
Right. So he started to attack her inside her home, but her husband saw what was happening and tried to stop the attack. Nakamura ended up stabbing him and her to death.
God dang, bro. Oh my God. The man is making me mad in this story.
I'm gonna assume that, like, at this point, you're downstairs, you know, just going at it on the parents. The 3 kids are upstairs and they're like, hey, what's going on downstairs? So unfortunately, 2 of the 3 children, Hatsu Kikaku, who was 19, and Minoru Kikaku, who was 15, did not make it out of the house alive. So,
God dang, this dude had a free-for-all.
Yeah, the 3rd sibling got away, but only after Nakamura attempted to essay her. And I'm assuming couldn't get it up and out of frustration fled the scene without finishing the job.
So this is family number 3 now.
Yes.
God dang. Oh, God. This dude's a family annihilator.
Yeah, he's a family annihilator. So this is actually where he fucked up by leaving the girl alive. She was an eyewitness plus a victim and was able to identify him. With her testimony and description, the police were able to capture and arrest Nakamura on October.
Now, how he let her get away? Why he didn't murk her ass?
Like I said, he must have been frustrated because he couldn't get it up.
Wait a minute. No, that's not rocking.
I don't know. He must have fulfilled his duties. I don't know, but like I said, he assaulted her, didn't try to kill her, or maybe he like cut her and thought she was dead and was like, okay, I'm out. But
I'm gonna go with she probably played dead or something. And he said, all right, since I can't do the do, I'm gonna go home and drink some Gatorade or something.
so because of her being an eyewitness, like I said, he was captured and arrested on October 12th of 1942. Once he was arrested, he confessed to all 9 murders. So his brothers, the other family, this family, the girls,
Well, if he out here snitching and confessing, why didn't they get him to confess the first time? Like,
because they never questioned him. They never questioned him at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to talk to the police out there.
They never questioned him. They were very they had their suspicions, like, yo, kind of think it's this dude. Got a little description of him. Sounds like this dude. And then the stuff happened with the family. Oh, that's the dude that we thought did this other stuff. But nobody in the family is saying he did it, so we can't make it stick. And then this girl said, no, yeah, it was him.
Yeah, they didn't investigate at all.
No, they didn't. So when he got arrested, like I said, he confessed to murdering that family, the other family, his brother. And then he was like, oh, yeah, and by the way, them 2 girls that y'all found, that was me too.
Oh, so he just threw them in as a little bonus.
That was a little bonus. But even though he had confessed for the first 2 murders, they didn't have enough evidence to make it stick.
So wait a minute. This whole time, this dude done murked all these people. And every time he tried to do something, he couldn't. So he's still a virgin? Technically, he's still a virgin.
Yeah, because they never said he... Well, it's not documented that he succeeded. So we don't know.
It don't sound like he did.
No, it doesn't. Like I said, he was not convicted of the first 2 because they didn't have enough information to make it stick. But he did get convicted of all of the other ones. On November 11th, I'm guessing of 1942 because this happened in October. So on November 11th, his father, Famusada Nakamura, committed suicide because
this dude brought shame and dishonor to the family. Oh my God.
Yes. So he was tried as an adult under the wartime law. I'm not going to say it.
So let me ask you this. So technically, would his dad be another victim then?
I don't know. No? Because
sound like daddy would be another victim because daddy killed himself because of what the son did.
Well,
the son's dishonor made him kill himself, right?
But technically, his dad was already a victim anyway because he was in the house and he got cut up already by him.
Yeah, he should have probably. Never mind.
But he couldn't walk around with that great shame, like, bro, my son killed 9 people for no reason, so I'm gonna peace out now.
That's why I say he should have did something when he killed his son. When you killed your brother, I mean, nah, fam. I at least gotta knock you out. You gotta go to sleep.
Nope, he didn't do nothing. So when he was put on trial, the doctors tried to claim that he was not guilty by reason of insanity. However, the trial proceeded rapidly and he was executed soon after. They wasted no time because they was not trying to...
And how old was he at this point?
At this point, he was 17. He was executed 2 years later, so he died when he was 19.
Damn, little Shih Tzu didn't even make it, bro. He was 19. Had how many bodies?
11.
That's crazy.
Yes. So that's kind of the story of Seisaku Nakamura.
All right, little Shih Tzu. I would say rest in peace, but I don't like you trying to essay everybody. You keep your little worm in the ground, buddy.
So here's a little note here. I guess I must have wrote to myself. It says, at the end of the day, there were a lot of moving parts that could have made this have a different outcome. First, if the police would have actually investigated the murders and looked into Nakamura initially, they could have caught him then. Probably like at the first 2 murders.
Yeah, we established the police is treated ash.
Yeah. Second, if the police would have informed the public to be on the lookout for Nakamura, people could have possibly been more aware and protected themselves better. Like, not just letting people walk behind them.
Like, once you got the second family cut up, you got to kind of tell everybody, yeah, somebody's
There's
on the
a murderer.
loose. You might want to, like...
Lock your doors.
Be
vigilant of who's
look
around
over
you.
your shoulder. And Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Let your neighbor know. And then the third is if his family would have spoken up about Nakamura's violent tendencies and his violence against his own family.
Especially daddy, man. Especially if you're gonna take yourself out in the end. You
Right.
should have just
You
snitched
shoulda
on
just
him.
snitched on him if
Snitched
you was
on the
gonna
nigga
do it
from day
anyway.
one. Like, all right, he killed your son. He sliced up everybody else. He sliced you up. I don't understand how you let that one rock.
Right.
And then you let the nigga sit at your table and eat food in your house. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, like I said, maybe more people would still be alive or at least lived a long, full, and fruitful life instead of being cut down prematurely.
Well, sounds like he got what he deserved in the end. So how'd they execute him again?
He was executed by hanging. Yeah.
I feel like they should
Sliced him up,
they should have poked him up, man.
eye for an eye type style.
Yeah. Like
You
what's
like
that?
it?
What's that death?
The Vikings.
The death of 1,000 cuts. They should have did that shit to him.
That's cool. Like when you say death of 1,000 cuts, I think of like paper cuts. Like that just sucks. Like paper
I
cuts.
mean,
and
that's
lemon
kind of what it is. It's little tiny cuts all over your body, but then
sucks.
you get infection and die.
Sucks, bro. That sucks. Like I can just think about
they
the
like
lemon
rub
juice in
shit
there.
on you after.
Ugh. Are you serious?
Yeah, they make sure you get infected and die.
And they just sit you there and just let you die?
Yeah,
That's so beautiful.
yeah, sounds like a good Christmas.
All right, so this is our segment now called My 2 Cents. So you give me your first 2 cents first.
Well, I don't know. I'm real mad at the police and the daddy in this situation. I just think that at the end of the day, anybody out there need to stand up for their family. And then the police, y'all should alert the public. If y'all too lazy to do your job, if there's not enough men available because everybody's off fighting a war, doing kind of kamikaze missions, then go ahead and let people know that they might want to lock their doors or be extra vigilant with the people who was around them.
Right. I agree 100%. I would say my 2 cents is don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to slice and dice people, you could have enjoyed the war. And then you could have done it for free.
And you know what? I think he could have too. I think
I
they
think
were
the
letting
being
him-
deaf thing would have hindered that.
I don't know. Maybe you're probably right about that. But I was thinking about his age. I think he was the right age.
Yeah. Well, no, because the first murders were when he was 14. I think they enlist you when you're like 17. So when he started up again, yeah, he could have went. Like, but if nobody thought you did the first 2 and you got away with it, yeah, you should have just enlisted in the military.
But I also think that him being deaf kind of made him unassuming. So for the most part, people probably didn't
Think the
think
little
he
deaf
was a
boy was
threat.
gonna do anything.
Yeah, you think the little deaf boy is over there being a little deaf boy. You don't know he got a knife and he finna poke you up.
I think if people would have treated him a little bit better, he would have had a different path.
Yeah, it's my understanding Japanese people do not treat disabled with a lot of courtesy and
Yeah.
respect. You were kind of fodder
Yeah.
if you had any type of disability.
Yeah, so I think that's a lesson to be learned for everybody. Just because somebody's disabled doesn't mean you should treat them less than. They're still humans, they still have feelings, and sometimes they get a little bit more emotional than everybody else because especially they're not being heard in his case.
Yeah, now that's not to say that if they gave little shit to a hug, he probably wouldn't have poked nobody up.
He probably would have stabbed you in the back.
But you never know. Just
Yeah.
give him a hug with your lead vest on.
Can you not stab a lead vest?
Well, chain was a chainmail.
That's the one that they wore like in medieval times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think people were walking around with medieval vests? Don't judge me. I had a haircut.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I got on my 2 cents, man. But I was mad at the dad for not doing shit. He knew his son was weird. Should have reported him before he killed anybody. Mad at the police for being weenies and not doing nothing. And I'm also mad at them for not saying nothing. And I also think he was a sneaky little bastard because he probably was smart enough to know that he was very unassuming being deaf. And nobody suspected him and nobody thought he was a threat.
Okay, no, I don't agree with you there because you can be unassuming. It's not that because he's deaf, he's unassuming. He probably, like you said, he liked to watch a bunch of samurai movies, ninja movies, and stuff like that. So he probably sat up there and mastered the art of being sneaky and like walking with purpose and intention and not making a lot of. Well, I don't know if he knew he
Well,
could
you
make
gotta
sounds
think
or
about
not.
this too. I doubt they had subtitles in those movies at that time.
Yes,
So
they
if you're
probably
watching that stuff and you have no context of what's really going on,
It's
why
just
people are
violence.
getting stabbed and killed or whatever's going on
It's just
on the screen,
violence.
it's just violence.
Yeah.
So that could have been
Yeah, maybe
very
they shouldn't have
influential.
let him watch those movies.
Yeah, man. They should let him watch Mulan.
They were still hacking people up in Mulan.
Oh, my bad.
And I don't think the movie was out then.
Oh yeah, it wasn't my bad.
But I think like if he was around in this century, well technically no, it's this century or this decade or whatever. But I feel like if he was around there in this time, it would have been a different outcome because there's way more resources available to him. And they like out there, they'll just send you to a school for the deaf. But some of the stuff that I've heard about the kids for the deaf out there, it wasn't a better option. He would have just been tortured.
Wow, that's messed up.
Yeah.
This is like, that's like,
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
it's like something I heard on YouTube a little while ago. I was watching the video, and they had the priest. I think it was in Ireland or something like that. And the priest was over this parish of this school of deaf kids, and yeah, he was essaying the deaf kids, those little boys.
Same type shit that I heard about the podcast that I listened to over in, I think it was in Korea.
And he was able to get away with it for years, and he would target the parents who he knew that the parents couldn't speak sign, so they couldn't communicate with their children that good. He would target those parents and those kids and do nasty stuff to them.
No, the one in Korea, like, it was like for deaf and disabled children, and it was like a boarding school. So like some kids went home, but most of the kids lived there at the school. But then like the teachers, they didn't actually know any sign language, so they weren't teaching them shit. They were just assaulting them. They were assaulting them so much that like other kids, like other girls that were getting pregnant and stuff, they would just disappear. They were, and like it was like a whole family type shit that was doing this. Like the principal was the brother of the vice principal, and then the cousins was the teachers, and they was just keeping it all in the family and taking the money because it was like a state funded school.
Well, where was everybody disappearing to? What's going on?
Oh, they didn't say where the people was disappearing to, but when they got pregnant, they disappeared.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, and then most of the time these kids were at these places because their family couldn't take care of them because they couldn't teach them and they can't deal with them, so they sent them there, and they thought they were doing the best things for their kids, and they actually were.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the dude in Ireland. They thought they was helping their kids, and somebody was doing something crazy to them. So
Like you're damned
take
if you
care
do,
of your
you're
kids,
damned if you
man.
don't.
God dang.
But that is going to be it for this episode. We will see you in a couple days with a new episode.
This concludes episode 1 of the Deaf Innocence.
Coco